Thanks.
All right, we're live. All right, what's up, everybody? Today we're going to talk routine. This is Rob, my boy,
Willie Stride in the house.
and the Hazy.
Good evening. Welcome. Frequency Control Show. We just talk about, our conversations that we used to have on the phone. We're now doing them live. These are so important to me personally. I was just telling Robert about it. Just checking in. It should have been who we surround ourselves with.
Let's do that. Our routine is.
Hey, we're gonna switch it up right now. so yes, you have to be very careful who you surround yourself with. I'm fortunate enough to have grown up in small towns where this is just how it is. But in the bigger areas, when you have lots of friends, lots of people around you, I'm not a huge family person, so I don't have big just family. I'm kind of a loner, actually, to be honest. But you have to be very careful the people you surround yourself with. So I'm very grateful for these podcasts, to be able to just check in with the homie, and I even make it a point to try and have things done by the next week, so I could be like, yep, I got this done. I'm moving forward with this, and not to mention just the energy from someone who generally gives a shit about you and what you're doing and wants you to succeed. I can't stress enough how important it is, because you will surround yourself with people and their decisions and their attitude and their thinking without you even knowing it will bring you down, and you won't even know. I've seen it at work. I'm luckily through this material, I'm really in tune with my energy, be able to see other people's and know, man, this guy's getting me down. I gotta get away, or just a group of people and their conversation, like I gotta go. I'm sure you probably feel it too. You just may not even recognize it. But you have to be very selective on who you choose to have around your bubble and who you're talking to. Who are you getting your information from? Safe, that you can bounce new ideas off and your ideas will be safe. How are you going to even grow? And I'm the type of guy, I don't want to tell anybody stuff. As a matter of fact, when I'm getting on my grind, I kind of shut everybody out. But after this material and reading, if you want the best of what you're doing to come out, you have to involve other people. And that was very challenging to read because, I want, change the senses, I want to have the best product. So I have to be willing to let people know what's going on and get their feedback so it can be better than even what I can imagine having other people talk about it. And it's proven pretty much every conversation with Robert, I'm on the next thing. And I'm on a high for 3 days after, like, oh, this is it. Know what to do now. It's extremely important. If you surround yourself with people or how about this? If you hang out with 5 successful people, you'll be the 6th successful person. If you hang out with 5 rich people, you're going to be the 5 richest person. If you hang out with five dumbasses that are in jail, you're going to be the 6th dumbass in jail. And I used to never believe this. People, well, you are who you surround yourself with. Before this material, I was like, that's horseshit. Because I might surround myself with them, but that doesn't mean I have to do the same things that they're doing. Because that's all I knew. You don't even have to be doing the same things they're doing. You could be in their life at the wrong moment and the attraction of an action they took when you weren't even around, and now you're around them, and now that shit comes back to them, and you happen to be there when the door gets kicked in or something stupid that you had nothing to do with, that he did however long ago that attracted that, and now you're just there. It's very important who you surround yourself with.
Yeah, I can think as far back as well, hell, when you were in school. I mean, it's obvious, but I grew up in you know, kind of the hood. You know what I mean? So it's like I was into some shit as a child, um, and those people that I hung out with, who are still my brothers till this day, uh, some are in really bad predicaments. Some are dead. You know, some are have grown out of it and got lucky that they were surrounded. But I moved up to Washington State, and the people I was with, I could instantly tell that's who I needed to be around because the things that they wanted to do was wholesome and good overall. I mean, sure, you had your bad seeds that I still hung out with, but ultimately, they wanted to do better things. And by being around those people, my choices were much more like what their choices were. I didn't all of a sudden get like, hey, you know, you gotta hide this gun for me or some wild shit, you know, or next thing you know, cops at your house and you got a gun with a body on it, you know. But it's like you don't want to deal with that. It's like, hey, let's go play paintball. Hey, let's go cruise around and listen to this music. Or hey, let's go hang out and just do basic shit, you know, like or just have fun and just, you know, good wholesome fun as opposed to, you know, getting into some predicament, you know. And I'm sure I still got into my fair share, but 90% of the people I was hanging out with were people with good intentions. And even if the ones that had bad intentions, they were just like experimenting with bad intention because everybody they had around them in that small town was into good shit. So you were looked down upon pretty heavily if you were to do some dumb shit. Whereas where I'm from, you do dumb shit and you're praised. You know, it's like right on. That's what that's what it's all about. That's where we're from. That's how you act. You know, that's what's up. That's what makes you cool. Is doing some dumbass shit. And so just on a small level, being who I surrounded myself with really got me into better shit, and I was doing better, and I was into sports, and I was doing things, and you know, all the way to, you know, one of my exes, you know, like that. The idea is like what she was into. She like good stuff. You know, next thing you know, financially, I'm doing better. You know, I'm like I'm racing a street bike, right? I'm going like a buck 40 and a 40. I'm splitting cars at the middle. I got reckless driving as a kid. Just got my license and lost it like immediately. But you know, they put me in collections for that shit for not paying the bills. And you know, I'm sleeping on your Will's couch. You know, and this person, she her goal was like, hey, you can't do that. You can't just be in collections. You got to take all your money, save it, and go to that collections office, make a deal, and pay it off, and get your credit right. You know, to the point that you know, fast forward 4 years, you know, and I'm owning my dream house. You know, at 26. You know, like she got my finances correct. Like she changed my mindset on how things worked and but being around great people that did that, and then now with this information we have now and being around great people or being around people that are just their intentions are good and they want to do better, I mean, it just expands on that. But even on a small level, before I knew the information, being around those good people, I was doing better things. I was able to get further. You know, it's just like college right now. Like college, you're around a bunch of people that are in school going to do something bigger and better. And so just that experience of rubbing elbows together at Harvard is awesome because next thing you know, you got the big job you want because you rubbed elbows with these people that are have parents that are doing better. It's just that's on a basic level. That's not even talking about anything else. But if you're around people doing big shit, you're gonna follow that, and you're gonna be so close to it that it's gonna be very easy for you to do. Whereas I find it when you're around people that aren't like that, there's resentment builds up in them. Why are you trying to excel and rocket to the moon? And they get jealous that you're now an astronaut and you're getting in a spaceship, and they're like, whoa, whoa, stay down here with me and do nothing, because that makes them feel better about being basic. And you know, you can't spend all your time trying to elevate everybody else around you. It'll never get you anywhere. Or you can try, and maybe they're quality people and do it, but typically a lot of people are where they're at because of their choices. And then if they keep making those choices and you're around them and you're constantly putting energy and trying to pull them up and put them somewhere, you're gonna struggle. But yeah, I firmly believe, and from a young age, you are who you're around. I went from being a really thuggish, crazy ass kid to a pretty cool, good kid. I found myself going from the boy I was at 6 and 7 years old back to, or to from the, say, 16, 17-year-old badass kid that I was, back to the 6-year-old's intention. The same intentions I had as a 6-year-old, of good, kindness, and really where I was at my heart and at my core. And I found myself, when I was around good people, they pulled that greatness out of me that I already was. But around bad people, they only kind of, stimulated the surface part of me being thuggish and crazy. But really, at my core, I'm not that. I'm still a 6-year-old kid. You know what I mean? But yeah, no, you are who you hang out with. Period. Why I don't hang out with anyone.
Me neither.
And that includes a wife, a girlfriend, a boyfriend, whatever it is, parents, cousins, sisters. Hey, a mom can get cut off for all I care. If they're negative and they don't support you in what you're trying to do, if that's for the better, they're probably not somebody you want to keep around all the time. I mean, obviously you can't cut them off all the way. They're blood and you love them, but if their goal is not to, your best interest isn't in their mind, then I say cut them. You know, then why wouldn't they have your best? My kid wants to do something big, man. I guarantee you, I'm all for it. I'm like, where do I sign the check to make it happen? What do I need to do? Do you want me to go there and make it happen? But again, you are who you're around. Like period. That's why these people, you see them all of a sudden, they're a bad influence on you. They've been saying it for years. They start hanging on the bad influence. Next thing you're a good kid and you find yourself smoking cigarettes and at third grade, and breaking out windows with pea shooters, and much like I did.
One of the big things one of the big things in the training that was emphasized over and over, that I knew I would probably be lacking for a while, is surrounding yourself with successful people. And how important it is to pay attention to their habits and what they're doing and this and that, and having that soak into you so you could do these same successful habits. Going to seminars, where there's a lot of people there who are thinking the same things and wanting to succeed, and just the benefit of being in a place with all, pretty much masterminding with all these people, you know what I mean, and soaking in positive information, is more beneficial than you can even imagine. And that's just, again, how important it is to tune into these podcasts and ask us about this information so you guys can start learning it too. Because when you're vibrating at a high level, and you are at the peak of what you're doing, and you are vibrating high, you won't even attract people that are bringing you down. They won't even come into your path. So that's just another thing. Like, when you're meeting people and you're being steered down the wrong path, why are those people even coming into your path? Because you got to switch, because you got to be concentrated on what you're in and what you're doing. you won't even have those people in your path anymore when you're on what you should be doing and you're on your momentum cycle, which goes back to, now I'm thinking of all kinds of freaking topics, which goes back to, where was I? And I made that comment, I lost it. Oh, it was going to be great. But it's gone. Darn it. What was I talking
Momentum
about?
cycles.
Are you looking to start Amazon?
Oh, man. Anyways. Shoot, I was on
Hey,
where?
hold on, let me rewind it real quick.
When you're vibrating at a high level and you are at the peak of what you're doing and you are vibrating high, you won't even attract people that are bringing you down. They won't even come into your path. So that's just another thing. Like, when you're meeting people and you're being steered down the wrong path, why are those people even coming into your path? Because you gotta switch. You gotta be concentrated on what you're in and what you're doing. You won't even have those people in your path anymore when you're on what you should be doing, and you're on your momentum cycle. Which goes back to. Now I'm thinking of all kinds of freaking topics. See, I never said it though. But now we're going back to, oh shoot, that sucks.
So you didn't have shit.
No, because I didn't actually say it. Right before I said it, I switched and now it's gone, but that's okay.
No, we almost had it. Like, that was good to be able to rewind it.
Oh, that was perfect. Yeah. Which just goes back to, it's gone. But you won't even.
Now you're gonna be stuck trying to remember.
Oh, nope, I know what it is. Your thinking. What is your, what you think about most? You become what you think about most of the time. So what you are thinking about most of the time, you are attracting good people or bad people. When you're thinking happy and you're thinking, whatever it is, for me, it's like, successful, where I'm going, the place I'm going to be living in soon, and doing what I'm doing from home and all this type of stuff. You become what you think about most of the time. So what happens is, once you are concentrating on what you want, not what you don't want, when you're concentrating on what you want, all of a sudden, first thing, more like thoughts come into mind. And then what's next? People, events, circumstances, situations will start presenting itself, right? So if you're constantly on, thinking about what you don't want and just feeling rotten and horrible and disappointed, depressed, guess what kind of people you are going to attract in your life? The same people that are talking about how they want to kill themselves and bring them down. Yeah, I don't like that guy either. I went to lunch and my food was cold. I went home and my internet didn't work. My power got shut off. All this, that's what you're going to be attracted. Those are the conversations you are going to be attracting because that's what you're thinking. So what I'm trying to get at is, thinking on the positive side of things and being happy and content and grateful and appreciative of where you are and what you have. You're going to attract people that are going to be talking about how they're grateful, and they're going to be happy to hear that you're grateful, and you're going to be happy. You're grateful too. Yeah, we can be grateful buddies, and but you're attracting people with better conversations that are continually going to make you feel better and happier, and you're going to build on that happiness and that's how it works. That's how it works. You become what you think about most of the time. Now, I first heard this and I took this literal. Well, it is, but I was like, every time I had a bad thought, I was like, oh shit, that's not going to happen. You know what I mean? So, because, and then, see, I was obsessed with this material when I first got it. And then I was able to get away with feed me more and like, okay, I need to start applying it or nothing's going to happen. I'm just going to be a listening to audio idiot, you know? But applying these techniques, I only draw in awesome people, man. You know, they're very few and rare. But, you know, I've already done it at work. You know what I mean? I first showed up, never really spoke to anybody. But when I do have conversations with people, it's like I'm ended up writing a serial killer movie with this person. You know what I mean? Literally. Then I was like, whoa, I already have it, but I already have, you know, I can't stop what I'm doing to start a new thing. But that's the related, man, I'm telling you. And I've learned so much. I've learned so much from not being such a hermit and actually talking to people at work. Extremely important, man, who you associate with. Because just somebody always talking, and you know too, well, how's your day? Customers, well, how's your day? Oh, well, my pipe burst, and I got this, and then I got that, you know, and you know, my entire basement's flooded, and this and that, you know. They have no idea who they're gonna meet that day. Especially if you come to Lowe's to meet me, I'm about to turn straight sunshine on your day now. You know what I mean? You should be feeling, you know, you should be celebrating. You know, not that I'm all that. I'm just saying, you know, a positive influence on their negative day. Hopefully, you know, depending on who I'm around. You know, shoot. Uh, super important. The thinking aspect is really, oh God, I could just, so I want to talk about some thoughts, but what you put out with your mind, you are going to create. And it has to happen. These are theories from the geniuses of the past. It has to happen.
Yeah, that's one thing to think about. It's like a lot of this shit's like, you know, I think about it and I think about how like it could not be real, and I speak it like it's the gospel to people, and it's like, but you think about it, and here's where you can take it, whether you believe it or not. The most successful people in the world all believe in this. Coincidence, possibly, but I'm gonna err on the side of like, hey, I want to be like those people, right? So this is how they believe. That sounds good to me. You'd have to have a big ass fucking belief system, like where you believe in fucking no limits. Well, if you believe in limits that are lower than what other people have achieved, then what the fuck are you doing? You'll never achieve shit. If you don't believe you can get where anybody else has got, and it was possible by them, then you're probably not going to win. So having a good belief system of I can achieve anything is is pretty major, and a lot of people go like, well, no, you're like all about like this is for sure science, and it's like, listen, it's this simple. Every massively, hugely, enormously successful, ridiculously successful person believes this way and talks this way, and that might be a coincidence, but like, okay, go. I mean, it's this simple. Believing small can never become big. Like, I think I could jump 8 feet. Well, you'll never dunk the ball because the rim's 10 foot. And you're gonna need to get at least 11 feet over that bitch. You know, like you're gonna it's like you can't believe small and achieve big. So for people who want to keep achieving small, keep believing small. But if you don't want to buy into what we're talking about, that's your choice. But you're choosing to believe small then. Believing big gets big. You don't want to believe in big? Then how the fuck are you ever going to do anything big? You think you're going to be like, nah, that's impossible, yet somehow I'm going to achieve something big. No, you're contradicting yourself because that in that sentence you're kind of believing in big. But I'm going to achieve something big. No, that's impossible. That doesn't believe. No, you have to be ridiculously optimistic to achieve something ridiculously massive. You know, like it's just all there is to it. You have to be your own cheerleader. You have to be ridiculously optimistic and while everybody else is pessimistic and telling you reasons why you can't, and then you consider your sources and watch what the fuck have they achieved. There will never be a person who's achieved something large who tells you you'll never be there, you'll never make it.
Who are you surrounding yourself with?
And those people that have achieved something big will always say, dude, it's possible, here I am. And it was just do it, right? Anybody massive's gonna, the only reason they would ever tell you that is if your actions are that of a couch potato who's laying around fucking sleeping all day saying, I'm gonna be rich. They're gonna say, dude, you'll never make it. They would never say that though, because they've made it and they'll say, look, go for it and you can achieve it. Just do it. You know, but the bottom line is they'll never tell you you can't because they've done it. It's fun. There's a guy named uh, he's a funny guy, comedian slash musician, and he's an amazing musician. But he just put this thing out today, and he's like, I just put out this fucking. He goes, I've been professional as a musician for 3 years now. He goes, and prior to that, I would never have believed that. I spent 10 years in odd jobs trying to do something and thinking. I just came to a point where I said, I'm never gonna fucking make it doing something I love to do. And he just came to that determination. And he goes, and then he goes, but in the last 3 years I have, he goes, and I can't believe it. He goes, you fucking got this. He's basically saying to everybody, you fucking got this. Because his mindset at one point was like, fuck, I don't think I'm ever gonna do it. And then he is doing it and he's living his dream. And I mean, he went from just fucking around on YouTube making these things where he'd make like beats and he'd sing and he'd have the loopers, the pedal loops, where he'd like make a beatbox and then loop it with a loop pedal. So he'd like, and he'd loop it and he'd play the piano and loop that, and then he would make these layers and then sing into the mic, and he'd have like this full-on song going on in like 2 minutes. And he's amazing, right? He had Erykah Badu with him. He's got like now he's madly fucking famous. But anyway, he's like, you fucking got this because he made it and realized that just believing big is the only way you'll ever do big. And and the people that did it believed in the same kind of shit, which is basically believe in yourself. I mean, at its core, believe in yourself, believe bigger than you fucking think. If you think you're gonna make $1 million, fuck that. Think $1 billion. Like you have to think bigger. Because if you can believe $1 million, then you're not thinking big enough. You got to think so big you can't believe, so big that it's hard to swallow. Period. Because if you think it's attainable, then what's the goal here? You're just might as well just shuffle your feet and walk, and you'll be there. But the bottom line is the most Rockefeller, Carnegie's, these people that achieved massive, massive, massive success, believe in the same shit, you know. And is that a coincidence? Like that's why the Think and Grow Rich is so big as far as a book. Isn't because that book has got the fundamental keys in it. It's like, no, the fundamental basis of behind it is that this guy studied all the major fucking successful people and said they're all believing this same shit. That's the point of it. The point isn't like this is the material and I must teach you. It's like, hey, I studied these people. What do these guys have all in common? What are the common denominators between all these guys? And it's all their belief system, you know. And I mean, it's a no-brainer. 2 + 2 is 4, based on what we know, right? So 2 + 2 is 4, based on our mathematics. If you think you want to do something major, you better believe major. You know, you can't think you're going to lose a football game, go out there to lose, going, I'll never throw a touch down to Jim Bob. You're fucking Joe Montana, and you're like, I'll never make it to Jerry Rice. They're gonna get tackled. I'm not even gonna try. Well, guarantee you aren't gonna throw that 70-yard bomb to fucking to Rice for the touchdown. That's not gonna happen. I mean, the bottom line is you've got to think big to do big, and again, surrounding people who think big as well and support your big thinking is huge. Because it is tough to be ridiculously optimistic, unreasonably optimistic, when everybody around you is gonna look at you and be like, "You're a fucking idiot," you know. I mean, even my wife's like, "Show me the money. You've been saying this for how long?" You know. So I'll be like, "I give it to you. It's been 15 years," but at the same time, it's like she knows that there ain't no fucking around. Like, you know, that she knows this house has an extra 2 rooms in it plus just to house my fucking dream rooms, you know, like for with my equipment and my stuff, you know, and there is no option to get a smaller place without those rooms that support what I'm trying to do, you know. But it's pretty fucking massive that you surround yourself with people that are like-minded, because it's very hard to not believe it. I mean, I even found myself for years, and the most unsuccessful years, people be like, "Hey, Will over there in the flooring department says you rap." I'm like, "No, I don't rap. Get the fuck out of here." Like just like immediately, like you're so used to the naysayers that they were almost there just to naysay, you know. And they may have been my first fans, but I was just so used to naysayers that I immediately shut them down when I could have just blown their ears off with lyrics, you know. But at the time, you know, you're so used to people doing that. Whereas if I had the mindset and I was ridiculously optimistic, I was down to my core, hence the reason I'm still here and doing what I'm doing. But it was like, you know, you're kind of like, oh crap, you know, these people are, you know, going to be here to hate on me, and I don't know if I can handle that without getting violent and stupid, you know. But
I go through this. That's stand-up this is how stand-up comedy is to me. I want to try it so bad, and one day I will.
you got it. I'll videotape it.
It's some scary ass shit though to go up there in front of people.
You don't have to.
You know what I mean? But let me tell you something. If you go up there and you make people laugh, it'll be the best moment of my life, man. You know, just that. I'll probably shed a tear anyways because I'm scared as shit, but people are clapping. You're just happy just to get over that hump of something I've always wanted to do. But Will, you are not funny. You know, you are not funny at all. I don't even think I'm funny, but I want to do, actually I do, but I want to do stand-up so bad. I want to do stand-up so bad and try it one time. You know, I need to just really focus on some material and go somewhere where I don't know anybody, zero friends, and just go try it one day. It's on my bucket list. It's gonna happen.
I'm pretty heavy into comedy. Like I watch all the specials. Just as always like, geez, why do you always watch? I've always been into comedy, and I watch all the interviews and like it's Dave Chappelle and all these major people. And they're like, yeah, dude, I bombed fucking 35 times before I ever got a laugh, and because that's the only way you do it. And they always say, what? The people are asking questions. What do I do? I want to be a comedian. They're like, go on stage and just go for it. Because the first thing is to get rid of the stage fright, bomb, go back, regroup, and then try it again. And then eventually have a joke. And then he goes, and then build up 30 minutes. And once you build up 30 minutes of content, it's like you're winning. You'll start getting booked everywhere you go. Like Chappelle's like, I've got like fucking 10 hours now of all different jokes and shit that he goes through. But obviously he's one of the greatest ever to do it. But everyone's like bomb. But my thing is, we're in a different era now too, man. You don't have to go in front of people anymore. You could just do a YouTube channel where you tell a joke and just you shit with your cell phone and just tell a joke a day. Have a YouTube channel where you tell one joke a day and see if it makes people laugh. Post it on your Facebook. You know what I did? I started an Instagram with nobody I knew. People found me some magical way, because I posted with a new email, a new name, everything, just so nobody was somebody, because they weren't in my market. All my cowboy friends from Indiana, Washington didn't give a fuck about what I was doing with beats, right? They don't listen. They listen to Celine Dion and fucking Dwight Yoakam and shit. So I was like, well, I don't have time to try and market to these people. I'm gonna market to a whole new audience. And I say that the same thing with you is like you start something like that, like an Instagram and it's just this little 1 minute joke because you only have 60 seconds on there, or do the reels where you have a little bit more time, but just tell a joke. Hell, if you only have one joke a week, you can't write at a week's pace, then you should have never done fucking comedy anyway. If you can't write a joke in a whole week, like the bottom line is one joke a week and put a YouTube channel together. Man, just one joke. Just tell the joke. Got your phone, point your phone at yourself like a selfie, tell the joke, let it rock, man. You don't have to even put a whole routine together. Then take all 30 of these videos you put on Instagram up and then compile them all together and you'd have a 30-minute thing. You just write, like over 30 fucking days and a month, hey, there's 30 minutes. After 12 months, you have a full 30 minutes of some solid ass shit and you would know instant feedback by each post. You would have instant feedback of that's whack as fuck or that's dope. And then after a whole, 52 weeks, that's 52 different jokes, that's 52 minutes, you would be able to, because you just put a joke a week up, right? You would know, hey, these 30 minutes worth of jokes got the most hype. These other 22 minutes, people were like, get that shit out of here. Now you have a solid 30 minutes. And then you go, okay, and now I got a buzz. Now I can tell all those Instagram people I'm going to be at the Comedy Store on stage, come see me and buy a ticket. Now your Instagram can fill a room, and then you go and you do a show. Bomb it or don't, but you know that you've told all those jokes. They're all compiled into one fucking smooth flow, and you do a show at the end of that year. You could do it. It's just 52 jokes that are about a minute long, and you do them over a year. You get the feedback real time, know what you're going to do, what your whole fucking set list is going to be. Get up to a comedy place. They'll probably only give you 5-10 minutes as an opener anyway. Boom, hit them with the bangers, get some real time feedback, and then keep it moving. But you would have all these people coming to see you because if you built some Instagram followers, because you're only liking the comics. You go to Bill Burr's page, Dave Chappelle's, you're liking them, you're commenting on them. They go to your page, you've got some jokes. Bro, the next thing you're like, hey, I'm going to be at the Comedy Store downtown Seattle. I'm making that shit. I don't even know if that's in Seattle, but, whatever, the Cellar, whatever the fucking place is. And then you got it, man. I mean, just as a side thing, it only takes this long, 60 seconds to say a joke a week. I know you got at least 10, 15 jokes by now, The toilet paper one resonated with me when I was a kid, and you know what's fucking funny? Is that toilet paper shit actually happened to me. I ever tell you that shit? Oh man, did I ever tell you that shit? I'm in the restroom at Lowe's, and you remember Cindy Snyder? She's the cashier in the lumber
Yeah.
department. And I come out and I'm thinking I'm a Mac as a kid, you know. I'm like, "What's up, girl?" Cause we went to high school together too, you know. I'm like, "What's up, girl? What up?" You know, like talking that shit, like I'm all fucking. Like you know me. I was a kid. I always thought I was fucking the shit, you know. I come out the restaurant and I walk. I'm walking and she looks and she just like kind of laughed a little bit. And I pretended that it was a joke. I looked back and I had this big trail of toilet paper behind me, at least 20 feet long. Like somehow I went to wipe and somehow that shit got caught like on the thing when I went to pull my pants up, like that end of the roll got caught, and then I walked out and then it snapped off when it snapped off about 20 feet later. And then I walk all the way through the lumber department from the fucking crapper to Cindy, who's at the register, and I'm like macking a little bit, walking off like going to the lumber yard with this big trail of toilet paper hanging out of my shit. Oh my
That's
god!
hilarious.
I don't remember good enough with whether she saw it or if I caught it before she saw it, or did she play it off. I don't remember that in depth. I just remember like being like, oh my god, to where ever since that day, which is 20 some odd years, I have made sure when I get up from that toilet that there ain't no toilet paper hanging over my pants where I pull them
You
up.
check every,
Yeah, that shit.
you check every time.
But that was funny shit because you used to have a
Hell yeah.
story about like I think about it every time I'm in the shitter and it's like somebody comes to the stall right next to me, like and there's 7 stalls before that. Like, why in the fuck do you want to sit next to me and then blow the toilet up? You know, like boom. You're
This
like,
shit pisses me off.
or you're trying to do it, and so I end up waiting these people out. You know, like I'll sit there and be like, man, through their stink and everything, and just being like, I'm gonna just have to put my shirt over my face, like until these people are done, and then leave so I can have my.
I'll beat them out too. I'll wait.
Yeah, I'm like, you
Yep.
got, and some of them want to wait it out longer than me, and I'll be like, damn it, you could have just went to the fucking 5 stalls over. We could have both just done our due.
I only have so much patience where I'm like, all right, I'm out. You know what I mean? Or you do the sniff and grunt technique.
Oh, I be making weird
So
noises.
they know someone's right there. So hopefully they'll like skip a stall.
Oh,
The sniff and grunt technique.
Oh yeah. But I do another one. Hey, listen. While I'm in the stall, I'll make weird noises on purpose. I'll be and I'll just do weird shit just to
Shut
like
the fuck up.
to
Oh,
be like,
I've never done that.
I want to make them hurry up
Oh, that's good.
so they can get the fuck out of there. So I'll be doing it, but sometimes I don't feel that bold, and I'm just like, man, and I'm just like, man, I just get so mad. If I just sit down and somebody comes right after me and I haven't done anything yet, I'll just get back up and leave and go wait. Like, man, I'm not.
I hate that shit, man. You're in Costco or you're something or you're somewhere well there's 30 fucking places to piss. And I go piss in the furthest one in the corner. And sure enough, here comes a motherfucker in the door and he has to piss right next to me. And I never say anything, but I so much like, what the fuck? Why would you have to piss right next to me when you just passed 30 stalls?
All right. And you stand right next to you. And you
I don't get it. If there's 4 stalls and there's someone pissing and there's nobody there, I still might go in the shitter and piss and shut the door because I don't want to stand by a motherfucker, man. But these dudes just love to stand next to other men and piss.
Remember, we're alive.
And I don't. Oh, am I going off the chain here?
No. I'm just making sure you don't.
Oh,
because you're talking about like men standing next to men. I just want to make sure you don't go off the deep end on that shit.
Oh yeah, no, I love gay people, but that's not what I mean like that. Just why are you so comfortable pissing next to another dude with a dick out pissing? It's just uncomfortable to me, man.
Yeah.
Maybe regardless, I'm weird. Fuck it.
You just want your privacy. Yeah.
I don't like pissing next to people. Yeah. I don't like pissing next to girls either.
Right. I'm sure. Yeah, they wouldn't want it. They'd be like, dude, get out of here, weirdo. You know.
Right.
Even my wife, I'm like, yeah, get the fuck out of here. I'm trying to piss, man, or shit, or do whatever.
It's the same thing. It's the same thing with fucking parking, man. I purposely park away from everybody. The daughter hates it. Fuck, look how far we have to walk. But there's nobody next to me. The parking lot can be empty. And I'll park. And the motherfucker has to park right next to me. And I just want to be like, look, there's an entire lot of open spaces. And you got to park. I just want to scream at people, but you can't. You know, I don't. But I just can't mentally. That's why I'm like, man, I got to go where there's no people. Because this makes zero sense. Hey, I'm the weirdo, right? Whatever, you know what I mean? But that type of stuff does not compute with me mentally, man. How people, if I seen somebody, if there was an empty parking lot, the last spot I would take would be anywhere near them. Period. Why wouldn't everyone else think like that? I don't get it at all. But yeah, that's just, we got off on some stuff there. But I want to kind of get back to this controlling, or not controlling, but, you know, think you can or think you can't, or being, look at what's going on right now in the world, the election, COVID. We're not going to get deep, you know, because it's so touchy right now. Right. But I'm just saying, you think the people that don't control the media, the people that don't control the news, the people that don't control the food, you think these people don't get around each other and mastermind together and talk about what they want to achieve together? You know, this is a real thing of being around successful people, talking about what you want to have happen. These people are making it happen. And most people, they're making it happen so much that most people are blind to it right now. Blind to the real agenda going on right now. Man, and here's another thing. Why is it, God, I want Robert to be in here for this. Why is it so difficult to talk about how to achieve your dreams? How can it be? Why do we even have to have a discussion that thinking positive is hard to do, or is not a way to achieve the things you want to achieve? How is that even a possible conversation? Of all the things we can believe in, everything you could believe in, UFOs, ghosts, whatever it is. Why do people even question information to be able to achieve your dreams? How is that even a conversation? It should be a no question. I was just talking about why do we even have to have a conversation about thinking positive and you know, believing you can achieve things equals you can achieve things. Why is that even something that has to be discussed? It's, you know, of all the things you can believe in, ghosts, UFOs, I just want to name it, but everything you can believe in, why is it so challenging to believe in how to achieve your dreams and the techniques to do that? Why would you even question it? How can there even be a conversation that, well, thinking positive will give you the best opportunity probably to have positive things happen? Why is that even a discussion? Why is it so hard to believe information that will allow you to achieve whatever you want in your life? Why? Why is that so difficult? when when you can believe in when you automatically believe in all this negative stuff. You can believe in you can get a job and pay your bills, but you won't even fathom how you can achieve something on your own because you can sing, because you can cut hair, because you can dance, because you can sew a shirt. You won't
What
even
shirt?
right. What shirt? Oh, I wish I had right now. Well, this one. Yeah, that commercial is going to be dope. But
What
why
shirt?
is it even a question? That shirt right there. What shirt? That
So,
shirt right there.
what shirt?
Whatshirt.com.
So,
So why is it? I don't. It's so difficult and challenge. I just don't. If somebody were to come to me like, "Hey, man, this is how you achieve your dreams," and obviously it's not about thinking a bunch of bad shit and you're going to achieve your great dreams. No, thinking positive and being happy and being obsessed with it by thinking about it all the time and feel good when you think about it. I tell people that and they're like, they don't even want to hear it. How can you not, But but I can talk to them about how depressed I am. I could talk to them. I could talk to them about all the BS going on in my life and the negative conversations I'm trying not to have. You know what I mean? And they want to hear about that, but they don't want to hear about. Yeah, Will, you're right. I can't own that daycare that I want. They won't even question it. I try to tell them, hey, this is some of the steps to change your mindset to maybe have this happen for you and the path be revealed. And they just can't even listen to it. But yet you can listen to, hey, if you go work for these guys for the rest of your life and get a measly paycheck and only get enough to pay your bills and eat, and maybe sometimes not, you're okay with that. You're okay with that. But gosh darn it, if you went and did this and you actually took some action to get this daycare, that daycare would be a thing. No, it's mind blowing to me. It's so much at work now that I flipped it on them now. Now I got a new game. Every time someone's like, yeah, I can't drive that machine when it's high in the air. You're absolutely right. You can't. And now people are sitting back like, you know, I can't, I can't, I, I can't sell this $20,000 job. You're absolutely right. You cannot sell that. You should give it to me. I'll sell it right now. It's like, but people are finally like, damn, and it's not because I'm drilling them. It's starting to make sense. Like, I literally told this guy, I can't do this. And he literally told me back, you are absolutely right. You might as well just leave right now. Why don't you just go home? And they're like, wait. it's starting to soak into some of these people I be getting because I be talking to them on purpose because I know what they're gonna say. I ask this girl at work now every day, like, hey, how many of those whatever are you gonna get today? And then she says a number. It doesn't matter what number she says. She's messing with me now. She says 30. And I'm like, how does that make you feel? And she'll look at me, and I'll be like, because she's testing me. She said 30. She's just like, well, how's that make you feel? And she's like, she looked at me, and I ended up I was like, you know what? I don't even want to know how that makes you feel. And she's just like, damn, this is legit, Even when I tell her, even when she says one, she's supposed to get 4 of these a day. And I, of course, well, how's that make you feel? Stressed. So think about one, right? Because you can get one. How does one make you feel? Stressed. You know what I told her? I told her, you're doing the wrong thing. If you think of getting one and you're stressed, you're not doing the right thing. I blew her mind. She didn't quit, thank God, but you're not doing the right thing. One thing is stressing you. And you're supposed to get 4, and 1 is stressing you. And then she told me she might switch and stop doing that and actually get more in the store. And, so, hey, a better position for her that she can feel successful, and not feel stressed. That's not the right way to think about it. Just think about stress, but feel, more confident. She's not doing the right thing. If you can't even win at the smallest level at what you're doing, you're probably doing the wrong thing.
Well, then what could she do if working at Lowe's is the simplest thing you do on earth? Well, I mean, what the fuck?
No, she's not working though. She's
would be
working
good
for
for her?
the HVAC people.
Oh, that's tough.
Huh?
That's a tough one.
Yeah, you're right. You know what I mean? So, it is more challenging, but she's even thinking about trying to just go work for the store so she could do, that would be more her pace, I guess. Whatever.
Yeah,
Everybody's
some people
different.
aren't. Some people aren't cut out to be. Some people aren't cut out to be salesmen.
No, well, this is her first time being a saleswoman, and and whatever. I think she does great at it. She gets to, every time I walk up there to sell something, she's up there talking to people, man. So I think she has a good personality. She just has it sold in her mind that she can't do it.
Which makes her a great person, but a bad saleswoman. So you got to have it way past. You have to be optimistic as shit as a salesperson and just control that shit.
Yeah, see, thank God I've always been an optimistic person. That's why, I was made for this material. But yeah, that does not mean though that I do not struggle. I struggle with negativity on a daily basis. I struggle with it on a daily basis. Some days are easier than others. Some days are amazing. Most of them, all of them are amazing, but some of them are a lot more challenging than others. Depending on what I allow to seep into my mind, which is why you got to turn that TV off and do something else, people. Because let me tell you, there's something being said over the wavelengths, man. To keep you down. But yeah, this is good. See, this was we just kind of rolled.
Well, like the point of this whole podcast in the first place was our conversations were dope conversations. So like that's why I said fuck it, let's just wing it, because at the end of the day,
this is probably how they're going to be moving forward, because we've done topics. Like, it's cool to have topics. It'd be nice to have other people chime in and be like, "Yo, let's talk about this."
Right. We eat shit.
But random is good. I think
we eat shit and sleep this stuff. So like for us, it's just, hey, fuck it, wing it. We'll have a conversation. We'll have a conversation like we normally do. Because every time we don't press play yet, because we're like, well, we haven't got the topic yet. We just start talking. We're always talking this kind of shit in the first place.
That's the thing.
I'm always like, God damn it, why didn't they document this part where we were talking about like making sure you handle your shit and bullshitters and how to handle fucking people that try to take your time, and like this certain aspects of stuff, it's like all of our conversations are.
We missed a whole hour last week of good shit just because we start bullshitting and don't even press play. I think that's what you just said. Yeah. Yeah, that is what you just said, huh? Now I just clicked what you meant by that. Yeah. We get on and start bullshitting, and before you know it, it's an hour and we haven't even started the podcast yet. And I'm just like, well, fuck, I'm almost kind of tired of talking already.
But
you know what I mean? And now
we're struggling. Once
we get into it, though,
we're like, good. So do you want to go ahead and do this, or what the fuck are we gonna do?
Yeah. Oh, last week I almost was like, yeah, but we gotta put some sort of content.
I know. I thought you were gonna do it again this week. I was like, man.
I almost said it too. Well, we could just I'm kind of hungry.
Hey, you and Berto hadn't showed up by 8 o'clock, you both hadn't showed up yet. So I thought, fuck, do I have to turn this thing on and start talking? Like, because I got to do it by myself now. Like, but you showed up like at 8:02 or whatever. But I was like, fuck, here I go. I'm gonna have to do this on my own. This will be tricky, you know.
Right.
Sure, there's gonna be a day when like you get stuck at work, and then Berto, whatever the fuck's going through his head, you know, and then next thing
Yeah,
you
we
know,
usually have. Yeah, there's usually three of us. I'm kind of curious what's going on with Roberto. Our third here, Roberto. Um, it kind of sucks without him, man. I need that third screen, man.
I like
and because I like watching you guys talk.
I prefer the two screens because I have more space. Like on the
Oh,
actual
really?
podcast, so they're not these little tiny things. The logo looks bigger. Like aesthetically, I'd rather have the two. And just
Oh, really?
yeah, it's a more cohesive conversation because what happens with three people is one person just shuts the fuck up the whole time. You know, like it'll typically be Roberto, and he'll like chime in for about 3 minutes, and it's usually you and me talking the whole time
Huh.
with a like
I
little
might have to rewatch.
yeah
I'm gonna have to
rewatch it.
rewatch some of.
Yeah, he just kind of chilling and watching. Yeah, so it for me, I
Huh.
like the aesthetics piece.
I don't even notice the kind of stuff. I figure we all pretty much talk the same.
No, I
There's
actually
been times I felt like a bystander when you're going off. So I'm like, so I think we all probably think that.
no, I watch them all. I watch all these over again and like them all and all that bullshit. So I like if I'm driving down to Goodwill or somewhere, I'll just turn it on the thing and just like play it and listen to it on the way to well my work, you know, and just bump it all day, just like
Are they good? Listen to them when you're out and about like that?
it's awesome.
Hell
It's
yeah.
super weird that it's that awesome, and I don't even want to turn it off.
What?
and then yeah, it's crazy. And
Good.
I'm like, I'm really gonna watch a 3 hour session of me talking with my homies. Like, how crazy is that? And then I've even done it at home where I'm laying on the couch and I'll be like listing on eBay and I'll put it on the TV and just let it play, you know, and just be chilling, and it's cool. Like it's like just like we're talking some shit, you know. It's like any
Right.
podcast, really, you know, where they're talking that shit and you can watch it if you're with it. But it's funny that it's us and that's so like it doesn't. We're not like missing a beat. We're not like awkward. There's no weird shit. It's just you know we got value.
Right.
Our intentions are good and we know what the fuck we're talking about and uh and it's all real. You know what I mean? We just talked about hanging toilet paper out of our ass cracks for fucking 10 minutes. You know, and it's just like
Yeah.
whatever. You know, it's whatever. But
But I think that's what'll probably make them kind of better too.
way better.
Because we have some structured ones, but I think these just kind of random will be a good contrast. You know, everything we're doing here is awesome. I am. These are. This is just isn't something I have to do every Thursday.
We could do this
This is
Monday.
something that I want.
We could do this
This is
anytime.
something I want to do. I think we should go back to. I like Mondays. I
Why
like the
not?
top of my week.
It's just me and you.
This is the end of the week. This is the end of the week. I'm kind of, you know what I mean?
I do like the
I
fact
liked
that
Monday.
I
The week off, the weekend's over.
yeah, but here's my thing. I like the middle of the week. You're like, you've been busting your ass to do whatever it is your goal is all week, and then to have a icebreaker in the middle of it, just to kind of stimulate you the rest of the half of the week, almost like a hump day in a sense. You know, like it's like that's
Yeah.
kind of cool to me. Like Monday would be like it's all over, and then we just chill all the way to the next. Like I like how this kind of falls. I mean, either way, it's a week apart, but there's something to be said about a weekend and then like Mondays, and I like having it in the middle because it kind of like it's a little stimulus, like kind of like
Right.
fuck, okay, kind of get you back up into like I have goals, you know.
Right.
Which I mean I'm grinding all the time, but it's kind of tight to go. Well, like today, incentive for me to get on this stuff I was working on today, like, and get it done faster was like, fuck, I gotta get on this call. I still gotta cook dinner because typically when Jessica's at work, I'll make some sort of dinner. So it's like get this stuff going, and then I gotta get on this fucking call. So I'm like banging, getting all this shit done, and then it's like having this call like makes me go, I can't fuck around on the eBay thing and take all day to do all my listings and all my stuff and milk it, and then do the 2 hours, say 2, 3, 4 hours, like say like, you know, 7 to 10 or something like that. It's like I gotta fucking do something. So it's like haul ass on the eBay thing and then get my shit going on the fucking music stuff and all my funnel stuff and all my shit and get that all out of the way so I can get on the call in time, because I got to do dinner and all the other shit. So that it's kind of cool. Like it's like a little fire under my ass, to get on my shit.
Right.
But
Yeah, I can see that. I could agree with that too. That it's something, it's not at the beginning and it's not at the very end of the week. I can feel that. I can feel that as well. I wasn't against Thursdays.
yeah, me
Um,
either.
it doesn't matter.
I was almost like, let's
It
just
just,
change it just for the fuck of it.
we could we could get to the point to where we've tried it every day of the week.
We could put one up every day of the week, one week, just do like a week straight.
Ooh, a blah. What week would that be? It have to be a special week with some stuff going on.
Let's
Or
do.
it doesn't have to. Look, that's just me. Like,
Hey,
always got to take
hey,
it to the next level.
we should start. We should do it Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, or whatever. Uh, Next week. Like, let's start on Monday. What's the calendar look like? So
I've got
23rd, 24th, 20.
like
Well,
4 days in a row next week.
oh shit.
4 of them.
Well, next week's not gonna be good, but
It's Thanksgiving.
yeah, too much bullshit going on in there.
We'll get there. We'll get there. I'm not worried about it.
It would be tight though, like just to bang out a whole week straight of shit. Because these aren't hard. We'd be able to, like, as long as we just kept them to like a half hour to an hour, and just said we'll bang them out. We'll like just go. We'll have the conversation. We'll understand that hey, at 9 o'clock we're done. You know what I mean?
Let's do it. Let's do a series then on purpose.
Okay.
Like maybe a 4-part series. Ew, watch out.
A
You're gonna
five
freak control show blast.
a 5-part blast, Monday through Friday.
We'll have to think of a topic.
And we'll go with it. What if we broke up the whole process?
4 basic steps.
Yeah.
What if we broke down the 4 basic steps?
I like it. Like next
in
slide.
our own
So
way, of course.
break down the steps you're talking about right now.
What?
Break down the steps you're talking about right now.
Who do you listen to?
Right.
Training balance scale. Holy cow. Huh?
Like dream building, like we could just do like this 4-part series that would just be dope. And if it's very clear, we could actually put it into a funnel later. Like if we made it very, very concise, like those steps, because we're almost like
Right.
a training course. We're not like random. We're like,
Who do you listen to? Teachability index, training balance scale, and the 4 steps you go through to process new information.
and then on the fifth day, it'll be talking about going back and repeating it.
The 5th basic is a basic. Master of the 4 basics. There's
Right.
actually 5
Yeah,
steps.
exactly.
The fifth basic is there's 5 basic steps. The 5th basic is a basic. Master all 4 steps. I fucking love that shit.
Yeah, go back and master that shit.
So we should talk about that. Who do you listen to? Teachability index, training balance scale.
So we'll do those well, and then those could be in a course. Those could be part of a course. Like here's this series that breaks it down in a series.
So we could use it even to, to benefit even more.
Because it's concise and it's very specific. It's not random podcast conversation. It's very
Yeah.
much those topics. And then we'll save those. I'll actually record them, and we'll do them not live. We'll just record them into the hard drive. And then so that we have them instead of them being on YouTube. Well, no, I think I can live stream them and record them at the same time. I'll live stream and record them at the same time. So never mind, we'll do both. So then
What do
we'll
you mean,
have,
you mean like just having an audio version?
no, recording the video. So actually having the file. Right now I just live stream and it goes on YouTube and I have no copy of it. Like
You download it from your YouTube.
You could, but I could just record it at the same time. The buttons are right next to each other. And then I just have them on the hard drive, and then we could edit them up as needed to make them easier for the listener or the new listener to watch if we go off a little bit. And put intros on it and outros, and then we'd have a full-on course, which would be cool. Well, not a course, but like a informational section, as a supplemental piece to what you're already doing,
Right.
What audiobook?
This is so fit into what I'm doing too.
What audiobook did you say you're doing right now?
For my book that I wrote called Crab Tripping.
Oh, good. So you hammered that shit. That's
yeah.
Awesome.
But hey, well, let's close this one out.
All right, cool. All right, guys. So we're outie. Like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell, please. Also, in the comments, let us know what your topic you want is, because right now we're kind of at the point where we've done all these. We got 30 of them out or some shit like that, and it's like
how many it is now.
There's quite a bit, and so now we'll just have to start going through them and say, were there audio issues on this one? Let's redo that topic. But realistically, we're struggling for topics to where we're thinking about going back to old ones to see if they were done right and do the topic again. So I urge you to put in the comments what you want. We're also going to be migrating to a new YouTube channel. So if you've already subscribed, which you haven't, because my last subscriber is Bo.
So you're going to switch it to a new channel.
To a new channel that's specific to us. That
just has the shows on it.
And if you go to their YouTube channel, say Frequency Control Show, and now that we're kind of more established on how we're going to approach shit,
Perfect.
Just so we can kind of start doing that.
I like that. I like that idea.
Well, yeah, and Jameson would too. He's like, "Hey, you screwed up he goes, "You fucked my whole YouTube channel up." He's like, what's going on here? He goes, I'm putting my Spider-Man videos up, and you got like all this other crap in there. And I'm like, oh, I'll separate them all. But I wanted to get kind of the whole system figured out. And now I know how to do it, and so we'll be doing that. All right, guys. So deuces. Thank you for watching. If you watched today,
looking forward to